This is my Darkworld Fiendsmith deck profile. This deck is extremely fun to play and it utilizes multiple strategies to OTK your opponent. Let's get started with the monsters in the main deck. First and most importantly, we are going to be playing 3 of Genta, Gateman of Darkworld. Genta is the starter monster that is responsible for getting the Darkworld engine going without sacrificing your normal summon. Next we are going to be playing 3 of Snow, Unlight of Darkworld. This card is your deck searcher for your Darkworld engine. Typically it is utilized with cards like Dark Corridor and Darkworld Dealings. Next we are going to be playing 2 of Tour Guide from the Underworld. We are going to be utilizing this card as one of our normal summon starters to search for and special summon Buio the Dawn's Light. So obviously next we are going to be playing 2 of Buio the Dawn's Light. This card is used to gain access to Mutiny in the Sky. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Lacrima the Crimson Tears. This is another normal summon starter that is responsible for getting your Fiendsmith engine rolling. Next we are going to be playing 2 of Fiendsmith Engraver. This card is essential for your Fiendsmith engine and a possible material for Chaos Angel. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Salamander Catalyzer. This card is used to get an extra special summon from the hand. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Lucent Netherlord of Darkworld. This is another card that can be utilized as a possible material in the synchro summoning of Chaos Angel. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Rainbow, Overlord of Darkworld, which is a required material used in the fusion summoning of Chlorless Chaos King of Darkworld. You can substitute this card for Versago the Destroyer if you prefer. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Grapha, Dragon Lord of Darkworld. This card is utilized to pop a monster on your opponent's side of the field. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Rainbow over King of Darkworld. This card is responsible for searching your deck for Lucent Grapha or Rainbow Overlord of Darkworld. It's important to note that both this card and Grapha have the ability to be special summoned from the graveyard by returning a card like Genta from the field to the hand. Next we are going to be playing 2 of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Pretty self-explanatory. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Effect Veiler. Also self-explanatory. And that's all for the monsters, so now let's get into the spells and traps. First off, we are going to be playing 1 copy of Foolish Burial, typically used on Rainbow Overlord of Darkworld for the possible fusion summoning of Chlorless, or used on Buio the Dawn's Light to access Mutiny in the Sky. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Monster Reborn. You can substitute this card for something else if you prefer, but it comes in clutch sometimes. Next we are going to be playing 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Probably my favorite thing about this deck is that we will be utilizing our opponent's monsters for fusion summoning. Next we will be playing 3 copies of the Gates of Darkworld. This is the field spell for Darkworld and is searchable with Genta. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Fiendsmith's Tract. We are mainly using this card to set up Engraver's Graveyard effect. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Mutiny in the Sky. This is going to be our main method of fusion summoning Fiend-type monsters from our extra deck, while also recycling Fiend monsters from our graveyard back into our deck. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Darkworld Accession. This is a secondary means of fusion summoning Fiend-type monsters from our extra deck, but the materials used get banished, rather than recycled, which is why it's more of a backup fusion summoning spell card. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Dark Corridor, which is an extender for drawing cards and adding more fusion materials to your graveyard. Next we are going to be playing 2 copies of Darkworld Dealings, which is used to draw cards and discard cards to utilize graveyard effects. You can swap one out for a copy of Upstart Goblin if you prefer. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Darkworld Archetypes. This is a great continuous spell that pairs well with the start of Genta's combo loop. Next we are going to play 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent, which helps us draw 2 cards if our opponent hand traps us. Next we are going to play 1 copy of Called by the Grave. Pretty self-explanatory. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Forbidden Droplet. Great spell for negation. I'd love to replace this with Forbidden Crown one day. Next we are going to be playing 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence. Pretty straightforward stuff. So that's it for the main deck. So now let's get into the extra deck. First off we are going to be playing 1 of Chlorless Chaos King of Darkworld. This is our OTK boss monster and if used correctly it can single-handedly win your duels. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Loose the Dusk's Dark, which is a powerful fusion monster with a protection effect. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Necroquip Princess, which is a stepping stone into DDD Wave High King Caesar. Next we are going to be playing 1 of the Duke of Demise, which is great for an additional normal summon from the hand. Next we are going to be playing 1 of Gura Wings of Resonant Life, which is intended to be summoned with Super Poly. Next we are going to be playing one of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which is intended to be summoned with Super Poly. Next we are going to be playing one of Aerial Eater, which is a great defensive monster for sending one monster to the graveyard to utilize our graveyard effects or ditch. Rainbow Overlord of Darkworld in preparation for Chlorless. Next we are going to be playing one of Predaplant Dragostapelia, which is intended to be summoned with Super Poly. Next we are going to be playing one of Mud Dragon of the Swamp, which is intended to be summoned with Super Poly. Next we are going to be playing one of World Chalice Guard Dragon Almaduke, which is intended to be summoned with Super Poly. Next we are going to be playing one of my favorite cards, Chaos Angel, which is a powerful boss monster that pairs well with Loose the Dusk's Dark and DDD Wave High King Caesar while all on the field. Next we are playing one of DDD Wave High King Caesar, which is great for negation and dealing with Nibiru. Next we are playing one of Saruja Skuldred, which is great for drawing additional cards and an extra special summon. Next we are playing one of Fiendsmith's Requiem, which is essential in the Fiendsmith combo. And finally we are playing one of and probably the most controversial Moon of the Closed Heaven. While this card may be banned in competitive play for the TCG, the way we intend to use it will not bother your friends in casual play. The only reason we play this card is because it's a light fiend type monster that requires 2 effect monsters as material. This helps us get to Fiendsmith's Requiem if our Fiendsmith engine is unavailable to us. Alternatively, you can play Mellow Melody the Brass Djinn if you would like, but I prefer this card for casual play. And that's my Darkworld Fiendsmith deck profile. It's a super fun deck with a lot of cool interactions and effects that result in addictive gameplay. I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope you get the chance to try this deck for yourself. If you would like to see how this deck works with some test hands, then please leave a comment and I'll see you in the next one.